Good evening. This is Firdaus Khan from Time TV. Today I have very special guest. His name is Owen Chi. He is a president of Prime Pioneer Capital and also CEO. We're going to discuss 30 minutes with him regarding the mortgage. So, Mr. Owen Chi, welcome to our show.
Thank you. Thank you, Firdaus, for having me. Hello, good evening, everyone. My name is Owen Chi, and it's my pleasure to be here with you.
Okay, thank you. Next 30 minutes, we're going to discuss about mortgage. So far, I know he's very special person, and I have been working with him long time. He's a good mortgage company. Also, our program will be English. If someone don't understand the English, what he's saying, you can call Time TV and we can answer your call by telephone. So, Mr. Chi, as you know, in New York City, we have about 1 million Bangladeshi people lives here.
Yes.
So, less than 3% own house. So more than 95,000 people still hoping to buy house. So we have huge opportunity to help people as a realtor and as a mortgage broker.
Yes, exactly.
I hope we're going to discuss today 30 minutes and you can explain the mortgage, about the mortgage. Our people, they can understand and they can go with you and get the mortgage.
Okay, no problem.
So, first of all, I have some question. Tell me a difference between residential, commercial, and business loan.
Okay, so basically, there are 3 types of loan right now that we can do. First is the residential loan, and the secondary will be the commercial loan, and then comes with a business loan. Most of the people that they know is residential loan. Like if you wanted to buy a house to live or investment, it will be residential loan. It comes with condo, co-op, or 1 family, 2 to 4 family. So we're considering those type of properties as residential loan. And also the business loan will comes with business. If you do have a business like restaurant, a salon, or any kind of business, we can do business loan as well. And then commercial loan, it will have to be a commercial building. So let's say if there's a retail store in the first floor, or even the whole building has the office, it will be considering as commercial loan.
Okay. Next question is, what is ARM, fixed rate mortgage, balloon mortgage, and interest only mortgage? So who are the qualified for the first time home buyer for the mortgage?
Okay, that is very good question, because that question sometimes confuses a lot of people. So we can start with like fixed rate mortgage loan. So most people know there will be 15-year fix and 30-year fix, and that 2 types of loan are the traditional loans that most people can qualify for. So if, let's say for 15-year fix, which means the loan you get gonna be fixed for the next 15 years, and the rate, once it's locked, it won't change. And the 30-year is the same as well. So once it's locked, it's gonna be fixed for the next 30 years. And no matter what the market rate is, your rate will always remain the same when you lock it, when you get the loan. So the next one will be ARM rates. Most people were confused about it because there are a couple different types of ARM rates in this market right now. And most people would see like 3-year ARM, 5-year ARM, 7-year ARM, 10-year ARM, and sometimes even 6-year ARM appears. So ARM rate means it will be fixed for the first couple of years. So for example, if we take 5-year ARM, which is the most popular one, and that means the rate will be only fixed for the first 5 years, and after 5 years, the rate will be floating.
That is called balloon?
No, that's different than
different,
balloon.
okay.
Yeah, it's still gonna be 30-year term. So then the amortization will also be 30-year. Balloon will be different. The next category we can discuss about balloon. So amortization will be 30-year as well for ARM rates. But nowadays there are also some different type of ARM rate appears, because before we have seen a lot ARM rate for 1 year floating. So let's say take 5-year ARM rate again. So the first 5 year the rate will be fixed, and the next 25 year the rate will be floating for every year, and you have no control about the interest rate.
That's dangerous. So
Yes.
anyway, so how about the interest on the mortgage?
Interest only means you don't need to pay principal. Like what we just mentioned for 15-year fix or 30-year fix, which means you will have to pay principal and interest together every month. And let's take 15-year fix, for example. So if you pay your mortgage payment every month, after 15 years, then you won't own anything. The loan will be paid off, because each month you're not just paying the principal, you're also paying you're not just paying the interest, you're paying the principal as well. But for interest only, you don't pay principal at all. The lender won't ask you to pay any principal. They only ask you to pay interest.
So any amount the lender can pay, or they have a particular figure he has to pay every month?
No other fees, but there might be some kind of a prepaid penalty.
Prepaid penalty.
Yes, that kind of loan appears the most at the Harmony or some personal loan side.
So my next question is, what is hard money loan?
Oh yeah, as we just mentioned about Harmony, Harmony actually is different type of loan from the traditional mortgage, and that only you can consider in those kind of a loan is some kind of a loan that the bank won't do, but some other investors or lenders, they will do. It's high risk loan, so the rate will be much higher than the normal rates.
I see.
Sometimes even triple.
Okay, you mean that the people who has not enough money to buy a house, they can take a risk to get a hard money loan. But anyway, this type of loan is very difficult so far, I understand, because the lender will be the part of the property's title, right?
Yeah, lender will be for part of the title for most of the loan.
Most of the loan,
But
right.
the only who trying to apply for Harmony loan is because sometimes the property is not able to be qualified. Let's say the property is destroyed.
Or say some buyer, they get loan like not 100% from the mortgage bank, and he needs some extra money, like down payments. He said on contract like 30% down, but he has only 20% down in hand. So he can get another 10% from the hard loan
Harmony lender?
money lender.
No, Harmony lender won't do that for you. They are not focusing on paying the buyer's down payment. They want it to be the first lien. They don't want any other lender to be
there.
Yeah, to be there. So they won't trying to do as second lien. But this kind of a lender exists. Yeah, it's not for most of ordinary people.
Okay, so what is no income check loan, and who are the qualify for that?
No income check loan will be our specialized program, and we've been doing this for over 10 years. Like in the U.S., there are a lot immigrant people who trying to purchase house, but their income is not good enough to be qualified through regular traditional bank like Chase or Citibank. They ask you to provide basically 2-year tax return and your most recently month bank statement and your pay stub. Those kind of a condition will be difficult for, I would say maybe 70% of new immigrant. they couldn't provide that because some people they have cash income, some people their income is not good enough to qualify for certain loan amounts, but they do have down payment. So that's how we create that no income check loan. We don't need to check your tax return. We don't need to check your pay stub. The only thing we need might be your credit score, and you need to prepare certain down payment.
Okay, certain mean what? How many percent they need to put down
For now,
for the no income check?
yeah, for now we need at least 20%.
At least 20%.
At least
How many
20%.
family? 3 family, 4 family, 2 family, 1 family?
It could be condo, co-op, 1 to 4 family.
1 to 4 family.
Yes, 1 to 4 family.
So if they get no income check 20% down, so you don't need to show the tax record and other income, right?
No, correct.
That's correct. Okay. So how much credit score you need for that purpose?
Basically, you need to have at least 640. If it's below, then we might have to get exception. Depends on why the credit, costing so low.
That's the good news for the new immigrant people, right?
Yes, this is a very popular program right now.
So this next question is, now a lot of first time home buyer, they need some extra money. Like first of all, as a new immigrant, he bought a house from, say, no income check, but after that he want to open a business, say. So his house like $1 million or $900,000. So how soon he can get home equity line of credit from against their property?
Basically, they need at least 4 to 6 weeks.
4 to 6 weeks.
Yes.
Okay. So he say he's putting 20% down, right? So after 4 to 6 weeks, he can take out as a home equity line of credit from any bank?
Not from any bank, but it also, let's say, for instance, if a regular person who owns a 2-family and he has bought that house for over 10 years, when he bought it, the house value might be $600,000, and after 10 years, the house almost worth for $1.5 million. So his mortgage payment might already been paid off, or even have about $200,000 or $300,000 left. So for this kind of a client, they can try to apply for cash out home equity loan.
Okay, that's a good news.
Yes.
The next question is, the first-time immigrant people, mostly they work hard, like they drive taxi or they work in restaurant. They have huge amount of money in cash in hand, but certain problem they're facing because they have family here. They have to send money back their motherland, and some people have property back in their own countries, say Bangladesh or China or India or Pakistan. They sold their property back their motherland, and they want to bring the money to buy a home. In that case, say different sources, they got like another 100,000, 200,000 money in cash they have in hand. Or so if they use this money for buy the home, how soon they can deposit money on account and get the loan?
As long as the money was coming from the house that they sold from their own country, I think they have certain way to wire the money to the U.S., to any U.S. bank. They will accept it. They can just deposit anytime.
Deposit anytime. No restriction for depositing money their own account, right?
I don't think there will be any restriction from the U.S. bank, but it might be different from each country. They might have different policy.
So next question, a lot of people asking me, about the closing cost. So as we know, the closing cost is about like 29 to 80 different costs they can, together, and they make the closing cost by the attorney at the time of closing. So tell me something about if they can reduce the closing cost.
For reducing the closing costs, first of all, you need to understand what kind of closing costs might appear in your loan. Because different lenders, they have different closing costs. But most common will be, I can itemize a couple of closing costs. Those closing costs are most common, happened on almost 95% of the loans.
I see.
So first, there will be lender application fee. And secondary, there will be lender origination fee. Some lender just charge 0. Some lender, they charge 0.5%. Some lender, they even charge 1 to 2%. And then there will be appraisal fee. You have to pay the appraisal to see how much your property is worth for. And then next, there will be title fee, including the title search.
Title insurance fee.
Title insurance as well, yes. And then there will be bank attorney fee.
I see.
Yeah. Some people, they don't understand, why should I pay bank attorney fee? I already pay my own attorney fee.
Right.
In New York, most buyer, seller, and the lender, they will have an attorney to represent them. But that not happen all over the U.S. Like other states, they don't need an attorney. Like in Florida, they don't need it. So they don't need to pay attorney fee. But in New York, you need to pay attorney fee. Lender will need to pay their lender attorney fee, but the borrower will be responsible for that lender attorney fee. And then there will be some other kind of fee like flood certificate, credit check. Those are very minor. And there will also be recording fee. Basically, the title will take care of it. And also there will be some kind of a broker fee and others. But those kind of fees are most common.
Okay, and as you were explaining that thing, and you said there is many kinds of loan program. As we know, the conventional mortgage, but governmental insured mortgage, FHA loan.
Yes.
So who are the qualified for the FHA loan?
Everybody who have good income.
How much income you need for the FHA loan?
That really depends on their income and the loan amount they're looking for. For FHA, you can put as less as 3.5% down payment.
Down payment.
Yeah,
right.
3.5% down payment.
How
But your
much
income has to
income
be.
you need for the FHA loan?
We won't use income to determine your loan amount like that easy. So we have a term called debt to income, which means we have to collect all kinds of debt you own and your income to calculate the ratio to see if you are qualified for certain loan amounts. So the income is very obvious. You just show your tax return and W-2. But for the debt, it comes from the property with the interest and the principal and the property tax and the hazard insurance. And it also comes from maybe you have a car loan or student loan or credit card debt. They all count on the debt. So we use the debt to income ratio to determine if you are able to qualify for certain loan amounts.
Okay. Tell me about the jumbo mortgage. What is jumbo mortgage? Because as you know, if it is jumbo mortgage, the buyer has to pay extra money, the escrow account,
Yes.
or some mortgage premium, some
Insurance, right.
insurance.
Yes.
So how we can avoid those kind of expenses?
If you are doing FHA loan, there's no way to avoid mortgage insurance.
I see.
But if you do Fannie or Freddie, like this kind of a loan, as long as your loan amount is less than 80%,
I see.
you can just apply to waive the mortgage insurance. But if it's over 80%, Some lender they also provide like 85%. Below 85%, you can waive the mortgage insurance, but it will be difficult for you to waive it for most of the case. And this is for mortgage insurance. So if we considering the loan to have to go with income check, then mortgage insurance might appear, might not.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good answer. Anyway, our next question is, a lot of people asking me, people get down payment from the government. Do you have any idea about that?
I've never heard about it.
I heard
The government will give you money to purchase
some
house.
people asking me, the government give that. One of my clients get it. I think the city have some program. They have to go to the class and they have to qualify to get the down payment. One of my clients long time ago, about 2 years ago, she got down payment from the. That's the different chapter, different issue. So you also do the commercial loan. What is the what type of people get commercial loan? First time businessman.
For commercial loan, you do not have to be a business owner, but the property type, the property you are purchasing has to be a commercial building, like over 4 units, like 5 family and up, or mixed use property, like if the first floor has a retail and on top of it, like second or third floor, it's residential, or it could be commercial as well, or like a warehouse, industrial property.
Okay, that will
Those
be
kind of
commercial
property will have to be commercial
So,
loan.
how much minimum down payment you need to in order to get the commercial loan?
That also depends on the property type. Most lender, they like to do multi-family property, like over 5 family. And they also like mixed-use property. But they don't favor the single tenants commercial building as long as the tenant is very strong. Single tenants unit means, let's say when you drive your car on the highway, or you went to some place like upstate or Pennsylvania, you see a building, it only has 1 tenant, like restaurant. But those kind of a building is more difficult to get a loan from the lender than the mixed use or multifamily building. And the warehouse will also difficult, and some property you might have environmental issue, like gas station or car repair center. Those kind of a building will be even difficult than getting a loan than the other building, because they might have environmental issue.
I see. Okay, so say people has relatives, they are working out of the state, like another state, like California. They one daughter in New York, he wants to buy a house in New York, but she can use his parents' income from California?
Yes, their parent.
No problem for
No
that.
problem. Their parent could be
That's
guarantor.
that's a good news.
Yes.
And if someone have huge income out of the country, like say China, Bangladesh, India, so they can use their income out of the country?
Yes, that will be different kind of a story, because we have seen some people, they were born in the U.S., they work for a big company, like let's see, they work for Google, and Google send them to European, and they get the income from European, or whichever country, let's say England, and they get paid from that company, but it was paid from Google, and that income they report tax through the U.S. government. They can definitely provide the proof of their income, then they will be qualified to get a full DAC, like income check loan in the U.S.
Yeah, the people file their taxes abroad, like Bangladesh. People own industry in Bangladesh. They have huge income there. But they don't file tax in USA. Is there any way they can qualify to show the out of country's tax record in order to get a loan here?
This will be, this is actually a very good question, because I do have a client who's like this. He has a very big business. He sells shoes in Bangladesh. And he came to here trying to expand his business, but he just couldn't. His income is good in his own country, but most lender in here won't accept it. But it doesn't mean that we couldn't get the loan for him. We have a program especially created for foreign national. Like, even though you do not have green card, you are not U.S. citizen, we can do the loan for you as well. For foreigner.
That's a good thing to do. Anyway, you don't do the construction loan, right?
We do it as well.
You do?
Yeah, we do it as
that's
well.
Also. So in order to get the construction, say one client, he bought one family house, but with huge land, but he want to convert into 3-family house. So she can get or he can get any construction loan. How she can qualify for get a construction loan?
Construction loan actually is not created for those kind of buyer or individual person. It is created for investment purpose. Yes, not for primary residence. So it was created for investors who trying to purchase house or purchase a land to build a house and sell it, make money quick and pay off the lender quick. But those kind of people who trying to apply for construction loan will be very difficult.
Yeah,
they do have ability to apply for it.
In that kind of loan, you need to submit the contractor license or plan and everything.
Yes, you need to find a very experienced contractor, and we need their resume, their information, and we also need a lot of information from your architect, engineer, and you need to prove you are very experienced. I mean, the contractor and the architect need to prove they are very experienced in this industry, because the individual owner has no experience of this at all.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So tell me something about your new program. So what is your special program for the first-time home buyer?
Our specialty is actually in residential industry. Yeah, we do a lot of residential loans and the commercial building as well. So let's see, currently the most popular program will be no income check loan. So let's see, just like I just mentioned before, for individual person, doesn't matter if he's a first-time home buyer or second, trying to purchase house for investment purpose, we can do the loan. We do not need tax return.
Oh, you don't need it?
We do not need. This is the one advantage that we are different from regular banks.
Okay, that's good. And lastly, say a person, a client has good tax record and he has good down payment. So how soon he or she can close the house?
We have done case to being closed in about 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
But nowadays, most cases will take about 4 to 6 weeks. The reason you can do it faster is your funds has to be staying in your account for at least 1 or 2 months without any deposit, so you don't bother to explain to the lender or source the down payment. This is the most important thing. But sometimes it's very difficult to predict if there might be any issue regarding the appraisal or title. So the appraisal and title has to be very clean as well.
Okay, finally, how about refinancing? Would you do the refinance too?
Yes, we do refinance, a lot of refinance.
Okay.
Like in pandemic, in last 2 years, a lot of people, they have houses they already paid off, or even they not paid off, but they do have assets in their property. You know, people were trying to buy houses after the pandemic, and the pandemic causing the rate dropped a lot to historical low. So people are very interested to get the cash out funds to do other investment. So we can also do cash out from their property.
So how much will be the closing cost for the refinancing?
It will also have to depend on the loan amount and the different type of program. It will cost different in closing costs as well.
The people are asking a lot of times to me, no closing cost refinancing. I never have an experience about that. So if you can just explain to them, is there any no closing cost refinancing?
It is.
It is. Okay.
But it's actually no closing cost is not really no closing, because they will typically increase your loan amount. Let's say if you own 200,000, your closing cost might be 10,000, but they will get a loan for you for 210,000.
I see.
But there are a couple of lenders. Let's say if you have a loan with them, and the interest rate is higher, and you wanted to get a lower interest rate, and as long as you can qualify, this lender will also waive some kind of a closing cost for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Mr. ONC. We are very delighted to be here with you are here. So we have a lot of short time, 30 minutes we discuss, so we cannot say everything, all questions answered this sort of short time. So in future, we're going to discuss elaborately, and I hope it will be sooner. We're going to take another program with Mr. ONG, and he can explain everything about first-time home buyer in USA. So if you want to say something to our audience, viewer, you can say now.
Okay. We are very specialized in stated income, which I just mentioned, for no income check loan. And if there's anybody who need help, you can feel free to give me a call or give producer a call. We can always be here to help you with. Thank you. Thank you for having me here.
Okay, thank you too. Your very valuable program today, and viewers, today point of view অনুষ্ঠান আজকে আমরা এখানেই শেষ করছি। আগামীতে আবার নতুন কোনো অতিথি নিয়ে আপনাদের সাথে হাজির হব। ফেরদৌস খান ফ্রম নিউ ইয়র্ক। ধন্যবাদ।